In this video, I'm going to focus on a feature called the Intent Execution View of Stratoss Lifecycle Manager 2.0. As you might know, Stratoss is an intent-based automation platform that radically automates cloud network services across their day 0, 1, and 2 use cases. Intent-driven automation works like a satellite navigation system. To get from A to B, all you need to do is tell the satnav where you want to go, and the system will figure out the best possible way to get to the destination. You don't need to manually program any turns, and if a traffic jam occurs, the system will automatically redirect you to reach your target. Intent-based automation works in the same way. All you need to do is to design the service, and the engine fully automates every step to get the service in the intended state without any manual programming. In order to visualize the tasks that are being carried out by the intent engine, Stratoss Lifecycle Manager has a feature called the Intent Execution View, from which you can see the live execution of an intent or look at its history. I'm logged into Stratoss and I'm going to use this EPC network service version 1.0 as an example. In the topology, I can see that the EPC consists of various components such as eNode Bs, aggregation locations, core elements, and different networks connecting these components. I can see that the service is in the active state. If I go to the intent execution history, I can see all the tasks that were automatically carried out to create and activate this EPC service. There are quite many tasks that were executed to bring each component to their lifecycle of install, configure, start, as well as any operations or integrity checks that are run. You can see the various core aggregation sites such as London and Dublin and other components of the service all being installed and started. You can also see the dependencies between the different components. These dependencies are defined in the design phase and help ensure that the intent engine is performing certain tasks before others. For example, if you need to pass the IP address from one element to another after it has been created. Not a single line of workflow programming was used in order to get this service to its intended state. All we did was to design the service and declare the dependencies. The intent engine did all the work, moving the service from inactive and not installed to installed and active, just like with a satellite navigation system where you only enter the destination and the system gets you there. The benefits of an intent engine become even more obvious when we talk about day 2 operational use cases, when the service is already in production. Many things could happen to the service that requires a change. For example, a migration to a new location, adding of a new site, upgrading a service to a new version, or a new version of a VNF that has come out. With a traditional approach, you would have to manually program all the specific tasks in these complex scenarios. With the intent engine, you simply don't. To illustrate this, in our example, we want to upgrade the EPC service to remove one of the aggregation locations and add a new one. I will go back to the EPC service and I will initiate the upgrade by selecting the network service descriptor to which I want to upgrade. The intent engine then calculates the best possible way to get to the upgraded state from the current state of the service. I have sped up this part of the video as it takes quite some time, but in order to achieve the upgrade, the intent engine is going to change the state of many of the underlying components, for example, remove or install, but also it has to re-establish any relationships and reconnect the components so that the changed service continues to function properly. You can see in the intent execution view that one aggregation location is taken out and another one is being stood up. The end result is a fully upgraded network service without having had to program a single line or workflow script. Now, this is just a simple EPC example service, but you can imagine that with more complex services and an infinite number of scenarios that could change the shape of the service, the automation benefits of the intent engine are even greater.